Summer is almost over, said Mama. Soon you will have to go back to school. Already? Said Ben. Summer is so short. I don't want to go back to school. You're a big boy, said Mama. You're going to be in second grade. You know what school is like. I wish I could stay home, said Ben. The next day, a letter arrived from Ben's school. It said his new teacher would be Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson? Said Ben's big sister, Hannah. I remember the time he won't let his class go out for recess because. Hannah, said Daddy. What if Mr. Johnson really is mean? Said Ben. I don't want to go back to school. Remember the big yellow school bus? Said Mama. You said you like riding the bus to school. What if the driver misses my stop on the way home? Said Ben as he asked. Or you fall asleep and miss your stop, said Hannah. I did it once. Don't worry, said Mama. I'll wait for your bus and make sure you go get home. What if no one remembers me at school? Said Ben. All your friends will remember you, said Daddy. What if the teacher asks me a really hard question and I don't know the answer, said Ben. Yeah, like who was the first president to live in the White House, said Hannah. I don't know, said Ben. George Washington? Wrong, said Hannah. It was John Adams. See, Mama, said Ben. That's why I don't want to go back to school. Mama frowned at Hannah. Then she turned to Ben. Don't worry, you're not supposed to know all the answers when you go to school. When Mama woke Ben for the first day of school, he pretending he was still asleep. He just faking, said Anna. I'll show you, she tickled in it. Stop it, like Ben. Come on, Ben, it's time to get up for school, said Mama. I don't want to go back to school. I feel sick, said Ben. You're not sick, said Anna. You're just a scaredy cat. Ben got dressed and ate his breakfast. He brushed his teeth and pat his dog goodbye. Maybe we could send you instead of me, Ben said. You could ride the bus and sit it at my desk and take a dog biscuit for snack. Come on, Ben. It's time for your bus, said Mama. Hannah and Ben rode the same bus. They sat together. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Mr. Johnson keeps a giant tarantula in the closet, said Hannah. When you get mad, he let it loose on your desk. Be quiet, Hannah, said Ben. When Ben got off the bus, he saw Isaac and Andy. Who's your teacher? Asked Isaac. Mr. Johnson, said Ben. We both get Miss Goldsmith, said Andy. Great, said Ben. Now there's no one in that class. We'll see you at recess, said Andy. Ben took a deep breath and walked into the classroom. There was Mr. Johnson. He was wearing a gray skirt and a tie with soccer balls on it. Hi, Ben, said a boy sitting in front of the front row. It was David. Okay, class, said Mr. Johnson. Welcome to 2J. I want you to all to meet my friend Millie. Mr. Johnson reached into the tank and pulled out a green scaly reptile. It was a lizard. If you look around, you see we have a few other unusual classmates. Ben and all the children looked around. They saw a turtle, a rabbit, a snake. Ben wondered if there really was a tarantula in the closet. We're going to start off the day with a game, said Mr. Johnson. They played first name bingo. Ben won. Then Mr. Johnson read them about a make-believe lizard family. Millie seemed to be listening too. Mr. Johnson was a good reader. Ben liked the way he made all this funny voice for the different characters. After snack, Mr. Johnson pulled down the map of the world. He pointed to the United States and talked about places where lizards been. Ben, can you please show me where Ben territory called South America is? Well, felt his face grow warm. He walked up to the map. He didn't really know where to look. I'll give you a hint, said Mr. Johnson. It's south of the United States. Mr. Johnson didn't rush Ben. He let him run his finger down the map until he found South America. Good job, said Mr. Johnson. After lunch, they drew pictures of themselves and wrote stories about their family. As they were getting ready to go home, Mr. Johnson announced that tomorrow they would talking about insects. I'm going to bring in some interesting bugs for you to look at, said Mr. Johnson. Tarantulas? Asked Mr. Johnson hissing cockroaches. What? Ben gets on the bus. Hannah was already there. So how was Mr. Johnson? Mean and rotten, huh? Said Hannah. No, he was nice, said Ben. What about his tarantulas? Said Ben. Any of the kids remember you? Asked Hannah. Yes, everybody did, said Ben. Are you going to go back tomorrow? Asked Hannah. Of course, said Ben. All the way home, Ben looked at the window. He wanted to make sure he get up at the right stop. Then he saw Mama waiting on the corner. Come on, Hannah, said Ben. But Hannah didn't move. Ben had to wake her up or she wouldn't have missed their stop.